fact, one of the key things about buyer psychology is the element of surprise. So if think of marketing as being a psychological warfare between the seller and the buyer. The buyer does not want to be sold
Hopefully
to.
not so aggressive, but I get you.
The seller wants to do everything we can to sell. And so the thing is that every time the buyer picks up on a trick of the seller has to then innovate and improvise. Now, and this is, one of the things, in fact, on my website, I actually mentioned this. We have a button at the footer of the website that says our views on ethical A/B testing. I think I'm probably the only person in the world who actually talks about this.
Right.
And the reason I say this is because I think right now marketers actually have a disproportionate advantage over consumers. There is just this incredible disparity asymmetry between the power of marketers versus the average consumer. Again, I'm talking about the average consumer. I'm not talking about me selling to you. You're sophisticated, but you're not my target audience. And so I think we have a responsibility, a moral responsibility to, especially when it comes to buyer psychology, when you're trying to use these underlying subconscious methods of persuasion, that you're also kind of being very clear about the fact that, what is the, of your moral responsibility. And I think this is something that we take pretty seriously, and it's a fine line. Marketing is a real fine line. And so from my perspective, I think at this point, marketers have an advantage, but over time, consumer advantage is going to change again, and then we'll have to adapt and all of that. But at all points, we want to always play fair. So we're trying to get people to buy our product. We're trying to, because we truly, first of all, we have to really ask ourselves, is our product really good or not? If it's not good, then, as a market, and I don't think there's any agency in the world that actually tests, interviews their clients, right? But I think we should have some kind of moral compass when we decide on what products to go behind.
But hey, Rishi, you brought up this point about how, people are really reacting to being over-marketed too. So do you feel that this is sort of a sign that the tides are changing, that maybe marketers had such disparity and there was so much, let's say, like, for lack of a better word, abuse of this power, that now people are really tired of this and now they want more authenticity. They don't want more automated emails. I've actually seen companies now which send me these emails and there's a PS which says, yes, I know this is automated, but I am actually looking at this. So it's not that automated. Like it's almost like a sheepish, like, sorry, but not sorry. So maybe it's turning the tide a little bit. I don't know.
No, I'm a skeptic. I don't think so. I don't think unless if there is, and this is a whole different discussion, but I guess more broadly speaking, I mean, I don't see any shift from where I sit. I think that yes, consumers are becoming more sophisticated, but I think just the multiplier effect of technology. I mean, today I can actually map out anonymized movements of my target audience across a whole bunch of different properties. I mean, it's like God mode for marketing, right? And so I think there is something to be said about how much power marketers have. Now, I think marketing has also become a lot more complicated. So as a result, most marketers use only 20% of the power that's available to them, but they have access to a lot of power, which really makes me, anyway.
You should just go ahead and quote Spider-Man: "With great power comes great responsibility."
No, absolutely right. And I do think that, of course, most marketers do it correctly. And I think technology has really enabled us to kind of, to market to people effectively. We have to be responsible. That said, even this Sears catalog from 120 years ago is using kind of, persuasive techniques that are designed to get people to buy products. And so I don't think it's not like we're doing anything. I don't think it's like we're doing anything different today. I think we just we have turbo power now to do it at scale. So I think consumers are aware of the fact that marketers and advertisers are going to sell to them, and I think they make their own judgments on what products they want to go behind versus not.
And